just realized Zon and Thrawn, they sound alike.
Coincidence? I think not.
It's poetry. It rhymes. Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's Thursday night. It is time for the Cantina Happy Hour. Pull up a chair, have a drink, and let's talk some Star Wars. I am your host, David. With me, as always, are my co-hosts, Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening?
Good. I'm excited to talk about this.
I am too. This was one I didn't get to watch a second time because, life. And I really wish I had, but we're gonna muddle through it anyways. And also with us is Cam. Cam and Focus. How are you, sir?
Oh shit! What's going on, everybody?
And also again with us tonight is Andrew. Andrew, how are you?
Doing good. Cam stole my little skit idea. That's okay. This was an amazing finale, and I'm super excited to talk about it.
And once again appearing as a special guest from the Dingus, all the way from the Dingus Den, Mr. Spencer, how are you this evening?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Awesome. Well, we were actually discussing Timothy Zahn prior to the show and the novels, and if anybody knows what his signing schedule is in the near future, please send it to us because Debbie really needs to get an autograph, and it would make her day. But all that aside, we had the season finale of Skeleton Crew this past Tuesday, and it's really sad because it's not really sad because it was a poor ending. It's really sad because it was a great show, and
yeah, I'm gonna miss Tuesdays.
And what's even worse is that, and I think we discussed this a little bit last night too, was that we've got
What's up, Comic-Con podcast?
Comic-Con.
Hey.
What up,
Comic-Con!
Let's go.
But I think what's so depressing, this kind of went the route of Solo, to where you had The Last Jedi that kind of put, not to offend you, Cam, it didn't do it for me, but it put a sour taste in people's mouth. And then 5 months later, we get Solo, and people were just like, "Yeah, more Star Wars. Yeah, I don't want it. Yeah." And Solo was a great movie, and it was just. So you had, in this case, you had The Acolyte, which everybody was all kinds of excited for. Could have been great, and was just
had flashes of greatness, but overall was oof.
It was
rough.
It was rough. Combining all of the episodes, it was, if you said, okay, this one was good, or this part of it was good, and this part of it was bad, this part of it was good. If you, on average, it was okay at best. At best, it was just like, okay, here's another Star Wars.
Yeah, it was meh with flashes of really good stuff.
Now, it could have been, like I said, it could have been just amazing. But you know what it's like? It's like a Taco Bell burrito. You see it, you see the well, no. You see the pictures of it, and you're just like, oh, I can't wait to bite into this and get all the meat and all the beans and all the sour cream and just the explosion of flavor in my mouth. And you bite into it, and it's like, well, this is mostly beans. Where's the sour cream? And there's just like one little squirt of sour cream at the end, and you're like, yeah.
And then the next day is an explosion in the other end.
Yeah.
At least that's my experience. I'm just saying.
You're absolutely right.
So what Debbie is saying, the longer it sits, the more you don't like it.
I've heard, I'm not speaking from experience, I've heard Taco Bell is great after a hangover, but who knows?
I eat Taco Bell. I make sure it's on the weekend, so it's gone by the time work week starts.
Andrew, this conversation isn't for you. You can't even go through the drive-thru yet.
Nope, that's true.
Yeah.
I can't even drive. What am I talking about? What's Taco Bell is my real question, actually.
So it's just it's in my opinion, it was that's The Acolyte. There were some good, exciting things to it, but for the most part, it was just a bean burrito and very boring.
That's my
That's what we
favorite
will refer.
comparison.
We're going to start referring to it as the bean burrito of the Star Wars universe.
Specifically, Taco Bell bean burrito.
In fact, you know what? We need to add that hashtag Bean Burrito Star Wars.
I don't know. A bean burrito to me would be giving it some sort of compliment, and I don't know if I could give it anything of that degree. You know,
Someone needs to take that picture of OSHA holding the lightsaber and pointing it at Chimera, but instead of a lightsaber blade, it's a big long burrito.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So anyway, but this show has been nothing but good.
It's been a buffet.
This has been a buffet where you can pick what you want to eat, and you only eat the good stuff. And they've got a dessert bar to where you can go up and get ice cream and cakes, and you pile that on too on a big plate, and
You're like Elf. You got spaghetti with syrup and M&Ms, and
it's just amazing. It's great. It has been awesome. I have loved. I don't think there's been a bad episode. There's not been one episode where I've looked back and go, all right, we could have done without that. Everything from
no flashbacks though. So
no flashbacks.
We're
lynching Andrew after the show this evening.
I'll be like in The Mummy. I'm going to be Brendan Fraser in The Mummy.
No.
So.
We don't have to lynch him. We can just make fun of him because we knew he was wrong, and it was like.
I'm so glad I didn't like make a bet where I had to like shave my head or something, because then you'd be Cam and I confused.
His neck did not break.
So. Yeah, pretty much. It's we have the whole Slave Leia costume thing all over again. So,
yeah, I know. That's why I didn't make a bet.
That hasn't happened yet, and I'm starting to wonder why.
So
because we didn't hit our goal. That's why.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't, unfortunately. So, but maybe we'll do it again sometime.
No. No.
Yeah.
Andrew doesn't have to be the butt of the joke. Although it's more fun when he is.
We can make Cam. Or yeah.
But so anyway, let's get into this the finale.
Oh, Cam's not here anymore. Never mind.
So we've got the kids. They're back with their parents. They go to see the overseer. Was it the overseer? Is that what they called it?
The supervisor.
The whole place that we all botched that one.
Yeah.
It's Palpatine or
some people said it was Neil's dad. That was a theory I saw.
Yeah, Neil's dad.
Get that?
Because you
haven't seen Neil's dad yet.
Because I thought that the supervisor was an AI.
Oh, so you were you might have been closest then.
I heard a lot of people say that. Yeah.
Made me think of 2001. That's what it made me think of.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of what that was called in there.
A droid. It was a droid.
Yeah.
The entire planet was run by a droid.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he gets called out pretty quick for not being the emissary. And you know what's so bad about it is, even had he continued with the emissary lie and it had worked, they kept saying, you're here for your drop off. Oh, the emissary's here for his drop off. He was never, even if he was the emissary, he was never going to take anything. I mean, to me, that was very obvious. I was like, they keep saying drop off, but he's not dropping anything. He's not planning on dropping anything off. How's he going to work his way around that one?
Because they could see his ship was empty. So I don't know if the droids were just stupid.
It's their
or what
programming.
the deal was. And then why would they load it up?
Yeah. I don't know. But they kept saying, oh, you're here for your drop off. And I'm like, he's not dropping anything off, is he? Or am I missing something?
Himself. And hopefully the other ship.
We never got any kind of confirmation as to Jedi or not either.
Well, yeah, we did. Well,
we did.
Yeah.
It sounds like he was very briefly a Padawan.
Yeah.
Or maybe like
maybe even just a youngling. Yeah.
Yeah. But then his master got killed.
So he wasn't a Jedi then. He knew of the Force.
Well, the way that it sounded, the way he was making it sound, it made it sound like he was found during the Clone Wars, but was never actually pulled into the order. It sounds like he was never officially a Padawan. He was found by a Jedi who taught him some stuff, and then she was killed.
That makes me think of Kanan. I mean, I know Kanan was a little bit more advanced, but that's kind of what I thought of.
Right.
Yeah, I read it as he was found after Order 66, because I thought the reference of like them going away was because the Inquisitors found the Jedi.
Yeah, because he was found in a hole. He was starving, looking for food, and then this raggedy old lady found him and said that he had some potential in the Force and was trying to teach him. So, and then, then she was hunted down. So I don't know if it was like an Inquisitor or something like that. But yeah, it just sounded like and you could tell he didn't have a whole lot of, the way he was welding the lightsaber around,
he
looked
knew
kind
a
of
few
awkward.
things, but he wasn't.
He knew enough to get by.
Yeah. He could fake it.
Fake it till you make it.
That's right. He knew enough. He knew to turn the lightsaber on. He could lift things, and that gave him that cloak of. He's a Jedi because of what he can do.
I mean, I'm able to open the doors to the grocery store whenever I go in just
Every
by doing
time.
this. So I must have some kind of level of. Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
People always look at me with such amazement. They're always like, so it's always like pretty cool, They're not concerned about me at all.
You say that, Cam, and now I'm going to start watching because I'll continue to do it. But if I ever see somebody in a Star Wars shirt and they walk up to the door like that and it opens and I see them and I'm like either coming at them or right behind them, I'm going to say, always a pleasure to meet a Jedi. I'm going to try that just to see what happens. It'll make somebody's day, I'm sure. But anyway, so yeah, I guess we did get a little bit of a backstory on him. Not enough to, just kind of enough to win. Did he die? Did he die at the end?
No, the very last shot of him is him looking at the ships approaching with a smile on his face. That was the last shot.
Beautiful shot, by the way. Of him walking
I
up.
think they left it open for a possible second season or maybe his own spinoff. Who knows?
So how does he get off? How does he? If you do, okay, hypothetically, we get a second season or we get a spinoff. How does he get off the planet? Because everybody on the planet knows who he is.
X-Wing.
His ship was shot down by the X-Wings and the B-Wings. Yes. I was so excited to see those B-Wings. I really was.
I shared earlier, though, why there isn't a backstory on Jod. Because it was a creative decision coming from Christopher. Yeah, well, Christopher Ford said, "We always wanted to keep it from the kids' perspective. They've never been out in the galaxy and met someone as damaged as him. So I don't think we could have done a flashback in this season."
This wasn't the Jod show. This was the kids' show.
Exactly.
Wasn't the Book of Jod.
Then he would have cameoed in his show.
Oh.
Yeah.
If we got a Jod spinoff series, I would not be mad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either. I just love Jude Law. He's not always in the best movies, but I always enjoy watching him in them.
Luke actually came up. Luke has not watched this series at all, which I know.
Travesti.
He's almost 16. Dad's not cool anymore.
He's too cool for Star Wars.
Exactly. He's too cool for Star Wars. That's nerd stuff, and that's fine. Kids got to grow up, and they have to choose their own path, and that's fine.
He's choosing the dark side at the moment, but
but as it turns out, he walked upstairs and he's like, "Oh, this is the season finale, right?" And I was like, "Yes." And I'm watching it, and you've got the Jude Law character, and he's doing all this threatening stuff, and he goes, "Is he a bad guy?" And I said, "Yes, he's a bad guy." And he's like, "Did that just happen?" And I was like, "No, it's pretty much been the whole show. He's been a bad guy." And he's like, "I'm gonna have to go watch this then." And I'm like, because he was expecting the Jude Law character to be the good guy. And I was like, "No, it's he's the bad guy. You got to watch it, figure it out." So maybe I can bring him back around. Who knows? Smee's not dead. We were happy about that.
I was happy about it, but at the same time, I was kind of like, tragic death of a character that we've all come to know and love, and then they just backpedal on it. I was
But he can't really die. I mean, he's a robot, so they can always put together.
You know what I'm trying to say.
K2SO died.
I'm the technically kind of guy.
K2SO died. R2D2 was shot twice. C3PO was blown up once. Now, granted, C3PO and R2 were rebuilt, but K2 couldn't have been rebuilt because not only was he shot to death, but I'm sure he probably. I was gonna say he probably got blown up in that Death Star explosion. So we're not gonna
unrepairable.
Probably just metal fragments now.
So it's nothing a little spit shine won't fix.
Spit shine.
Something else too. You gotta think about this. This was a TV show that starred kids, and probably at the end of the day was geared towards kids.
Yeah.
And so to have the beloved character, you can't sit there and say, I saw a TikTok or something the other day, and they were talking about what fictional character's death really had an impact on you. And nobody said my obvious, which would have been Baze and Chirrut from Rogue One, because I still, to this day, I know it's going to happen. I knew it was going to happen when I first saw the movie, because hey, these guys aren't in the other movie, so they're not going to make it. And even though when it did happen, it was like, it's still, even to this day, I know it's going to happen. I know how it's going to happen. I know the lines that they're going to say. I know the actions that will take place. And it still, it gets me every time. So the kids today cannot have an Artex scene. And if you're a little bit older, you know what I'm talking about with the horse and the swamps of sadness and
Atreyu.
Yes. That traumatized an entire generation of kids. And I don't think people want to do that now. So you can't kill Smee because we can't traumatize people.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, I do totally understand what you're saying. But at the same time, though, I feel like, especially with the younger audiences, I feel like it does them a lot of good to be challenged in that way. Yeah. Like I don't know if you guys have ever seen Coraline.
Yes.
But frightening, but yes,
love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's 100% a kids movie, but not only does it have the frightening imagery, but it also tackles heavy themes. And a lot of kids movies back in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s did that. So
I'm actually with my other mother. I need help escaping.
and so I feel like, exposing the audience to things that they might not fully be able to, not necessarily understand, but might not fully be able to, not everything has to be super happy-go-lucky, but this is just the first season. So normally with these shows, the first season is all hunky-dory, but then the second, third season, it's like, oh shit,
because the kids get older, happening.
Yeah. And we almost had that too in this episode with KB. With KB, you got to look at it, and we're like,
yeah, she almost went down with the ship.
She did go down with the ship.
She did.
Well, in a more permanent sense.
Oh,
in a more Captain Pirate kind of way.
So it was what was any landing you can walk away from is a good landing.
Another happy landing.
Right.
Yeah.
So but again, even that, because as an older person, I looked at that and I was like, she'll be fine. She's okay.
That's
what I didn't see an explosion, so I figured
exactly. Yeah, that's
there was no explosion. Yeah,
I was like, she's fine. There's no.
I thought she landed I thought she ended up landing it because there was no explosion.
But
Get out of there.
Fern and Wim didn't know that.
Right,
Yeah.
And so Fern freaked out. Wim was crying. So for them, they thought she did die.
And that was what you needed. That added the drama to all of this because that was like we didn't see it crash. So it was like, as an older person, you're like, but as the kids, you're like, okay, here's the traumatic event right here because right now it looks like she's dead.
Right.
So.
I'm glad that you guys kind of brought this up because this is something I was wanting to talk about too. These kids, I'm not talking about the characters. I'm talking about the actors. Yeah. They have freaking range.
Especially
Holy
Fern.
crap! Yeah. Like that they can display, whimsy, happiness, sadness, hopelessness, anger. I mean, it's like the people giving these kids direction. I mean. Applause to them. Yeah. But these kids, I mean, that they can convey emotion and really sell it. I'm watching it and I'm not thinking, oh yeah, child actors,
it's
whatever.
It's the whimsical imagination. And that's just a phrase that popped into my head, the whimsical imagination of the kids, because that's really what it is. They are kids that don't act like they're being directed. They are kids that act like they are kids, which gives it that realism. Star Wars for a long time, if you watched any of the dramas, making ofs, all of this for Star Wars, especially the original trilogy, that was one of the things that George Lucas was looking for. Was he said we can't have nice shiny ships because then it doesn't look lived in. It doesn't look like a universe that you have lived in. And when you have stiff actors and actresses that look more like they're taking direction, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like it's a universe that you've been living in. So, and
I kind of wish he had taken his own advice for the prequels.
Well, see, I think, that was one of the things that I always said, people always rag before the sequel trilogy came out. People were constantly ragging on the prequel trilogy. And it's like, and now, of course, the sequel trilogy is out and the prequel trilogy is like a masterpiece of cinematic masterpiece. So,
and that's funny because the Star Wars Geeks Unite Facebook group, I initially joined that was started by Dave Gramillion, or he was one of the ones that started it. But I joined that group back in like 2013 or 2014. And at the time, that was the height of like prequel hate. Everybody hated the prequels, but I was one of the big defenders of them, being like, I was one of those, you just don't get it kind of guys. But as time goes on, now I've kind of like switched roles. Now I'm like, the prequels really aren't all that great, I don't think. But everybody else is like, oh, prequels are masterpieces, cinematic gold. So it's interesting how, as we're exposed to more of the material, our opinions of that material kind of changes.
Mm-hmm.
So watching the Acolyte, all the fans, I'm calling on all the fans to go back and rewatch the Acolyte, and then go back go back and watch the sequel trilogy. And let's make the sequel trilogy cinematic masterpieces. Logically, that's what should happen, right?
Right. Oh yeah, of course.
All right.
No. I'll do you one better. Go watch the Ewok movies from the 80s.
No. Well,
then watch the Acolyte. Then watch the sequels.
I like the Ewok movies. I don't care what Debbie says. I like the Ewok movies.
He didn't say anything.
There's no accounting for taste.
Debbie's crazy. Debbie and I agree on an awful lot of things, but that makes for very boring. Sometimes we need to disagree on things. So
there's a stuff that we do disagree on, but you're right. For the most part, we do agree on a lot of things. So.
We are very much on
Return of the Jedi. Hayden or Sebastian?
Yeah.
Sebastian.
I was when I first watched the Star Wars movies, I watched Return of the Jedi, and I didn't know they put in Hayden and for Sebastian because I hadn't seen the prequels. I was like, okay. And I'm watching the prequels and he gets to Revenge of the Sith. And I go, holy crap, this guy looks a lot like the guy from Return of the Jedi. and then I was like,
he hasn't aged a day.
I was like, yeah, he hasn't aged at all.
They did an amazing job of hiring actors that looked like the original.
I was like, oh wait.
But you know what though? I'll say this. Sometimes that's spot on, and I can think of one prime example of that. And I know it's just way off base. If you've ever watched A League of Their Own with Tom Hanks and Gina Davis, the older Gina Davis character at the end of the movie, that's not Gina Davis in like old people makeup. That's an actress that just looks
took me the longest time to learn that, figure that out.
An old version that looked like an old version of Gina Davis. That's just somebody they hired that was like, oh my God, that is her. That's got to be her. Like
for years, I thought that was her.
Yeah,
Gina.
And it's not. It's not. It's just it's an older actress that looks like her, and it's like, holy crap, really? Same thing. Now this is a little bit different, but you've got Laurie Metcalf plays Sheldon Cooper's mom on Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the lady who portrays Sheldon's mom in Young Sheldon is very obviously, she looks an awful lot like Laurie Metcalf.
Sounds especially like her too.
Because it's her daughter. It is.
That's cool.
Technically, yes, it's a different actress, but they're related, but still, it's a completely different actress. It's just they cast it perfectly is what they did.
That's awesome.
So hats off to casting directors that do their job well. Now, when you cast somebody to, I don't know,
the girl that played Osha that had the same face for every emotion, I mean, it was scared.
When you hire somebody to play the huntress in Birds of Prey, and all she can do is talk very monotone and not say anything much and sound like a robot, then might have, or Kristen Stewart in the Twilight movies, or
anyone in the Twilight movies,
or Kristen Stewart in like any movie she's ever been in, ever.
You named my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster?
Oh my gosh. Cinematic excellence right there.
I will never forget being forced to sit through the first Twilight movie. God,
I never saw him, and I don't ever plan on it.
I've seen him once, and that was enough.
I've never seen him.
I've seen him a few times, only because I've read the books.
Yeah, see, my sister is reading the books for the first time. She's doing it where she reads a book and then watches a movie.
Oh, so Andrew's going to have to watch the movies again.
I was like, no, I can't. It's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't.
Cam,
Cam, pull it out, though.
That is one to keep off of that list.
Yes.
Your list that you have. Do not ever,
I am busy that week, by the way.
Put that on. No one will be on that show, and no one will want to watch
I don't know what week it is, but I'm busy that week. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm sick, actually. Yeah, that's right. I'm out of state.
I'm trying to plan ahead. Let's make it for the end of December. Oh,
I think I accidentally.
Geez, I got that thing. Oh,
I spilled tea on my laptop that week.
Actually, we could do it on February 31st if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, I am available for that.
I can do February 31st.
Yeah.
What are you doing 4 leap years from now?
No, I wouldn't agree to that, because 4 leap years from now, I could very well be doing this, and I'll be like, no, I'm not doing it.
Oh man.
Oh, Debbie's daughter's on. Hi, Stephanie. No, she wasn't. She's never been good.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
I haven't.
Never heard of it.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh, it has the sequel, Above Water. Okay, that's right. Okay.
What?
Wow.
What?
That's bad.
Boom. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
That was so bad. Everyone just went quiet.
I was going to say it was a prequel to Waterworld.
Ah!
I don't understand this trilogy at all.
I did watch.
Yeah, it's Waterworld, Underwater, and then The Shape of Water. So
I
watch
recently
all three of
watched-
those, and it'll make perfect sense.
I watched the trilogy: The Force Awakens, Aladdin, and Dark Phoenix, and it didn't really make much sense. But
Oh,
all their
okay.
the same.
I see. I see what you did there.
Yeah,
I watched Stargate and The Mummy and
Gods of Egypt.
Gods of Egypt, and it was like, what in the crap is going on here?
See, I watched X, X2, X-Men United, and Triple X. What the hell's going on?
I watched X-Men United, Triple X, and then this other Triple X movie, but that was just a bunch of naked people running around. I couldn't figure that one out at all.
It didn't have a story.
No, there was no story.
A guy showed up with a pizza, and the next thing I know, weird things are happening.
I had to call my mom. Mom, what's going on here? And she smacked me and told me to stop doing that.
It's like Butters watching Lord of the Rings.
Oh God!
Whoa, neato!
I want to
What's
play
happening down there?
I want to play Lord of the Rings with you guys.
My awesome, cool movie. My precious.
My precious. If you haven't seen the episode Return of the Two Towers to the Return of the Lord of the Rings to the Two Towers video store from South Park,
I'll have to watch that.
it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Ugh.
What are you guys doing? We're playing Harry Potter.
Wow, we really went off the rails there.
All right. So basically, the kids fight back. You get KB. She gets a message to the Owl Lady, who in turn calls the New Republic. They send X-Wings and B-Wings, which again, happy to see because we always see X-Wings and Y-Wings, and we always see X-Wings and A-Wings, but we never get to see B-Wings, and I love them. I don't like their Lego sets because they take up too much room, but, I still like them. Anyway, the B-Wings show up and decimate the pirates. And now this world is open to the rest of the universe, or the rest of the galaxy, because the barrier is down. And now we can, and see, that's, again, I loved this, that it's not like they tried to explain how they got on with their lives afterwards. They were just like, hey, everybody's happy and we're all okay. And
that's it.
That's it. Now, again, it worked very well in Star Wars because it was self-contained. Honestly, if they were to not say no on season 2, then it's fine. It's a great story in by itself. Would I like to see a season 2? Yes. Would I like to see a Solo part 2? Yes. There are parts of that story that I would like fleshed out. Now, if Skeleton Crew doesn't get a second season and they say, okay, well, we're going to finish our story in comic book form or in novel form, chances are that one I will buy into. Acolyte, maybe not so much, but but Skeleton Crew, I would definitely follow up on that one because, again, this has been just an amazing thing and show, and it's got pirates. What else do you need?
So if they did continue the Skeleton Crew story in like a book format, well, I mean, first of all, you guys know that I listen to audiobooks out the wazoo. I love audiobooks, especially Star Wars audiobooks, because they're very cinematic with, music and sound effects and blah, blah, blah. But there are also the Star Wars audio dramas, like Dooku, Jedi Lost, Dr. Aphra was really good too. And the thing about those is that they're narrated by a full cast.
Right.
And so if they did make a continuation of Skeleton Crew as a book, I would want it to be an audio drama and bring back all those kids.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be really cool.
That would be awesome. So, Bring back all the kids. Comic books. The novels. I was thinking of something. Now, if you were to say novels on this, I mean, even people that would like, well, I really like this, but I don't like to read, or I don't have the time to read, or anything like that. You got to think again, kids. We have made this show. In the long run, this show is for kids, and so any novels that would come out about this, chances are they're going to be like young adult novels. They will be
good because that's my reading level. So
I was going to say they'd be an easy read. It's not going to be something. Oh my gosh, it's going to take me 2 weeks to sit down and read it.
Big spaces between the sentences.
Yeah.
You know.
Like the Young Jedi Knight series.
Right. It'd be something
Those
you
were
could
for
read in a
kids.
day or two. So it wouldn't be like oh my gosh, this is somebody
How do you
wrote the
read
Odyssey.
this? There's no pictures.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, all right. So, Debbie, do you have any special thoughts on this episode or on the series as a whole?
I loved it, the episode, and as far as the series as an overall thought, yeah, I'd give it a 9.5, and I give it that because, damn it, the damn short episodes. And I knew I should have wrote this down. There was another reason. But anyways, 9.5. It was a very good series, even though it was geared towards kids. I don't care. Pirates. It was consistent all the way through. There were no filler episodes. It was just excellence and perfection. The whole 8 episodes. I just didn't like that. A lot of them were 30
Only
minutes.
like 30 minutes long. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, this one was 40, but you got like 8 minutes of credits, and it's just like, well, basically it makes it a 30-minute episode, and then the 30-minute episodes are basically 20-minute episodes, and it's just like, come on.
Don't think of it as 8 30-minute episodes. Think of it as one 4-hour movie.
No.
That is how they designed these shows, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Not when they can have a series like The Penguin or House of Dragons, and they're all 1-hour episodes, and they're all good.
But again, and I'll say this and just take it with a grain of salt. Again, you're gearing a TV show towards kids. And like we said, we have come to the conclusion this was geared towards children, and a child's attention span is
Terrible.
I call bullshit.
That is
I call bullshit. When they can sit there and watch South Park for hours, or The Simpsons, or any other.
How many episodes? How long are those episodes? They're 30 minutes. I've got Samuel, and he'll sit downstairs and he watches shows on YouTube. He watches these dumb YouTube shows, and his big thing these days is Miraculous, which again, I don't get it. I don't understand. But even then, he doesn't watch full episodes on YouTube. He watches the little shorts and clips that people have said, here's just this one little section. And he'll watch the 5 minutes. But that's the thing, is he jumps from section to section to section to section. He's not watching.
See, kids are different these days. I mean, you know, they want instant gratification. They don't want to sit there and watch it all. Where back in the day, when my kids were kids, and even when I was a kid, you know, I'd sit there for hours and watch TV. Well, I still sit on the couch for hours and watch TV, but you know, they would watch, Nickelodeon. They would just watch it all day long, and yeah, so it's just like, I think if you gave them something good, they would watch it. Maybe not, but I think it's they just want instant gratification, so that's why they watch, I don't get it either. It's like, why would you watch 5 minutes of a half-hour show? Why? That makes no sense to me.
Why do the kids today get online and watch YouTube videos of some guy playing a video game. We don't want to play. Don't we own this video game? Yeah. So why aren't you upstairs playing it? Because I want to watch this guy play it. And it's like
The comparison I've heard for the video game thing is it's like watching sports, you know, is it's, you know,
No,
you
it's
can go
not.
outside and play sports, you know, go throw around the ball or whatever, but
you can
know,
go upstairs
same
and play
idea.
this game yourself and figure out all this stuff. No, I want to watch this guy.
well,
play
maybe
it.
not necessarily be as good as somebody.
Oh.
Hey, in backyard football, I'm the Tom Brady of that. So on Thanksgiving.
Oh
you know.
man, you just lost me.
Oh, that's right. I'm the Peyton Manning of
There you go.
backyard football. I'm 12
the-
cokes deep. I think I'm.
That's
You know,
that's okay. I'm old
playoffs.
enough that I'm the Caitlin Clark. So
Oh God.
can't know nothing about. I can't do
Oh
it.
no, the police.
The
I've got some explaining to do.
Cam, what are your overall thoughts and any special recognition for this wonderful series that we've just finished?
So yeah, I mean, I was definitely pleasantly surprised for a series that I really didn't have much anticipation for. I'm not saying that. Oh, I thought it was going to be bad. Oh, rah, Disney, Star Wars. I mean, because I'm not. You know, you guys know I'm not like that. It's just not. It just wasn't something I was particularly anticipating. But you know, sitting down and watching it and really diving into it, I was very pleasantly surprised. I mean, I personally don't think that it was anything, you know, super groundbreaking. I wasn't like blown away by it, but I thought it was a very well told story, very well paced with great acting, fantastic direction. I mean, it checked off all the right boxes for me. So I'm not going to be quite as generous as Debbie, but I'm going to give this like a solid 8 out of 10.
Cool. Spencer, thoughts? I'm just going around the horn, Andrew, so I'll get to you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just going in a circle.
It's all right.
It's totally non-intentional. Your last wink, wink.
No, I haven't said anything. I'll go last. I'm fine.
Much like Cam, I was very surprised as well. You know, coming off the Acolyte, as we were talking about at the beginning, you know, what I think was like the worst Disney Star Wars that we got. It's a shame that for the first time ever since, actually, I think ever since I really got into Star Wars, I was just not excited for something on screen. Not saying that I wasn't not going to watch it, but I just didn't have excitement for it like I did anything else before it. And so those low expectations were very much surpassed as, you know, it's just a great story that we didn't really get to see anything about, you know, like having pirates being the main antagonist is great because it's like, we only get to see him really be highlighted in like what, a couple episodes of Clone Wars, 1 or 2 episodes of Rebels, maybe. So to be the
And the last 2 or 3 or the last season of Mando, a few episodes in there.
Oh, right, 1 or 2 in that as well. But to actually have, you know, something that's just different, all pirates, with having the wonderful child actors, it was just a great, I think, you know, it is something that I didn't know I needed till we got it, you know. And so, you know, it's just a very pleasant surprise.
And that's the thing, because a lot of when they announced the show and when it was getting close to premiering, you know, your typical Star Wars fans were out there. Well, nobody asked for this.
Right.
Well, nobody asked for a lot of movies, but that doesn't mean they're bad.
That's true.
I mean,
right.
Jesus. I mean, yeah, we didn't ask for this, but you know, it was great. And
we didn't ask for Andor, and that was great. I mean, a prequel to a prequel.
Yeah, why would we want the show when we know they all died?
Yeah, exactly. Still great. So
who cares? Shut the fuck up, Jesus.
I find it interesting that Andor and Skeleton Crew, which are what you could say is like the 2 Star Wars shows we've gotten that's like the most separated from everything else we've gotten, you know, like as far as just not dealing with like Jedi lightsaber, you know, your general stuff of when you think of Star Wars, right? Mm-hmm. It's like the most separated, but I think I find it interesting that those turned into being like the best written of the shows as well. Like I would probably put Skeleton Crew, I think, as the second best written of these shows, which I wouldn't think I'd be saying that at all going into this. Which is just crazy to think about. And so really, really well done.
Good. Andrew, it's your turn.
Yeah. Kind of agree with everyone. I didn't have huge expectations going into this. I was so excited because it felt like Goonies in space is what we were getting, so that got me excited. And this blew those expectations away. I mean, I loved the kids. I know we talked about this earlier. They were all great in this, which that's not common. Directing was great, writing was great, cinematography was great. Each episode got better to the point where I honestly think the finale is probably my favorite. I mean, it just was so good. And they haven't revealed the whole season numbers. I would love a season 2. And another thing I liked that the series did is there were no like big cameos. I would have liked Hondo in it, but it also didn't rely on that for success of like, hey, here's this, we want you to like the show because of this.
It wasn't Dave Filoni saying,
John related to.
Exactly.
It wasn't Dave Filoni throwing out characters saying, "Hey, you remember him? I made him," and "Hey, you remember this guy?" Really, the only one we had was the one guy from season 3 of Mando, and that was
right.
But not, and he's not well known enough to be like everyone's like, "Oh yeah." So yeah, I'd probably give it probably an 8.5 out of 10. I would have liked longer episodes, but at the same time, I get it. So yeah,
I'm gonna go with Debbie as far as probably about a 9.5 out of 10. I disagree with Debbie on the episode length because I'm gonna make I see you. I'm gonna make the same argument that I made with The Mandalorian. She said the same thing about The Mandalorian, and the episodes just aren't long enough. But you know what? They're long enough to tell the story that they are attempting to tell without using a whole bunch of filler.
I like it's the phrase "all killer, no filler."
Exactly. Yeah. They have told their story without, we need to put something in there to make it 45 minutes long or make it an hour long. So, and then that becomes like, I hate this part of it because it's in here, just because it has nothing to do with the story in general. It just it's filler. So, but I also gave it a 9.5 because I don't believe there has been a perfect anything. There's never been a perfect movie. There's never been a perfect TV show. Nothing. Everything's got its flaws. With this one, for me, and really it was just the first episode. It was Fern's character just in the first episode. I didn't like the way initially that she started off. She was like the tough girl trying to act tough, but she wasn't. And it didn't come across to me that way. But
great character arc, though.
Yeah, exactly. As she grew and as she came into her arc, but again, it's one little minor thing that it has nothing to do with the greater involvement of the show. So, but I will say I'm going to get her name wrong. Kiriana Crater. If I said your name wrong, KB. I loved her. I thought she was amazing. Just because you have a character that is the best thing I can think is that she's Data from Next Generation, Star Trek Next Generation. And she's an android. And to find a child that can sit there and pull off the straight face, straight laced, show almost no emotion while showing tons of emotion is just it's amazing. So my hats off to her. I think she's going to do great, and I think she's going to be amazing in her future endeavors. So that's just my thoughts.
Definitely agree.
Love this show. Love every episode. If Luke decides to sit down and binge it, I'm going to sit down with him and watch it again because it was just an amazing show. And kudos to Filoni and Favreau producing it. Bryce, we need you to direct a movie.
Solo 2. Let's go.
We need Solo 2.
This is also let me know that I want a Star Wars project directed entirely by the Daniels.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So let's get that going, Dave. We know you watch the show.
I'll message him
John
later.
Jock.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I got him in my contacts.
All right. That being said, shameless plugs. What do we got tonight, Debbie? Don't forget that one thing that Andrew has to do. The one you can't pronounce.
Snackame.
Yeah, Andrew gets to do that one.
I don't remember what they're covering though. But
It's
there'll
part
be
2 of Ramen and Ronica or something like that.
I think so. I know it's a series on
tomorrow.
Netflix. Yes.
That's
That
tomorrow
drops
night.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Saturday Geek Gauntlet. I'm not sure about Federation Friday over on the Geek and I podcast channel. I have not heard anything on Friday. Saturday Saturday the Geek Gauntlet. Sunday I will leave for Cam.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, Sunday I will leave for Cam. Monday we will be back for MCU Monday. We're trying to get season 3 of Daredevil done before
season 4.
Damn cat can't make up her mind. Before Born Again comes out, which just dropped the trailer, which was fantastic.
And in the midst of all of this too, we have Brave New World dropping in February as well. So it's like we got to take a week off for Captain America, and then
I'll be going to see
we'll
that.
have to double up a couple episodes. So
we'll figure it out.
Quick thoughts. You'll just have to get your quick thoughts out.
Tuesday over on the Sith Dominion.
Will y'all actually be live?
Well, this week there was a family emergency, so with Dr. Dana's family.
Oh gosh.
So he has something scheduled. So hopefully, I think it's going to be they're going to do episode 7 and 8 for Skeleton Crew, and then Wednesday, War of the Stars usually drops an episode, and then we're back, and I don't know what we're doing.
I don't know either. We'll figure that out. I'm going to Arkansas this weekend. Maybe I'll have a vision. Yeah.
Just intern to the place that Ahsoka went to. I kind of think of it.
The World Between Worlds.
That's it. Yeah. You'll go there. You'll see everything that you're gonna do.
Hayden will show up. You know.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh man. Hayden. I love Hayden.
Cam, what have you got shameless plug wise?
So this Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm doing Cam and Focus Weekly again with whoever decides they want to join up for it. We are discussing the movie Krull, which
another Egyptian movie. Gosh.
No, it's not.
No, I'm kidding.
No,
gotcha.
Yeah, I definitely have a lot to say about this one. It's a classic, not necessarily in a good way.
I've been,
at least it's on Tubi, so
I've been watching it. I watched about the first half of it last night. I even watched a little bit of it Monday night after we got done with MCU Mondays. And then I watched
the movie.
I'm watching it in sections just because there's only so much I can stomach. But no, I'm
so I probably shouldn't wait for Sunday afternoon to watch it. I should start watching it.
But in all honesty, I'm glad I've got to see it. I don't know that I'll be there because, like I said, I'm going to Arkansas this weekend. So
sure.
but
No
I'm
excuses.
glad I've got to watch it again.
Yeah.
But there are people who love this movie.
It's like
I think I mentioned this on MCU Monday. I watched the trailer and then I was going through the comments and everybody was basically just drooling over this. Oh my God, my childhood, the 80s were best. This was a masterpiece. And I'm like, wait, what? Am I watching the same trailer? Because, oh my God.
But yes, that'll be this Sunday at 9 p.m. Over on my Cam and Focus YouTube channel. I'm up to 27 subscribers. Can I have 30 by then?
30 and Cam will do whatever you want for his 30.
Whatever you want.
Cam, if we get 30, Cam will shave his head. Oh, too soon. Yeah.
I don't know about too soon. My head's been shaved for like 5 months.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Cam has to record a video of him saying The Last Jedi is the worst Star Wars movie.
I refuse. I will.
We'll think of something. We'll think of something.
I love that film to death, and I will defend it till the day I die.
He has to wear a Princess Leia costume. There you go.
Okay, well, see, that's more reasonable. That I can do.
Andrew, shameless plugs.
Yes, this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on the Scare of Scuttlebutt podcast for their Skeleton Crew finale roundtable. So I gave a tease of my thoughts for the episode tonight, and then my full thoughts will be there.
Remember, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Andrew's gonna get on there and be like, "Oh God, it sucked."
Whoever liked this show has horrible taste. Good grief.
Not my Star Wars.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
And then all the other stuff that Debbie and Cam said. So
Of course. And then Spencer, do you have anything shameless plug wise?
Yes, I do. Before Scarif, over at 4 p.m. Eastern, over on the Dinguston, I will be doing a live show called The Daily Dingus, where I talk about what's new in the world of comics. And in addition to talking about what's new in the world of comics, there's actually just something huge announced today that I'm very excited to talk about. But I will also be making a couple big announcements on there as far as some other stuff that you can expect from the Dinguston that I'm very excited to share. Some stuff I've been working behind the scenes on that, yeah, I'm very excited to get going.
nice.
Cool. Awesome. Now we had another comment. I didn't want to interrupt you, so I'll put it here. Avocada says, "What do we have to do for Cam to be in a Princess Leia costume?" Cam said,
You have to get my Cam and Focus channel to 30 subscribers by Sunday.
by
So that's
Sunday.
3 extra Google accounts I gotta make. Dang it.
So avocado, you need to go to school tomorrow. I know you only have half a day of school tomorrow, but you need to go to school and tell all of your friends to like and subscribe to Cam on Focus. And while you're at it, go ahead and tell them to like and subscribe to Feast of Fandom so they can watch.
Cam's like,
this
wow, I
show
got
live,
400
too."
subscribers.
I would think that maybe you would want to tell them stuff that your dad is doing as well as your dad's co-host. So, just go spread it around your school. I know you've only got half a day, but let's
Doesn't
make
matter.
the best of that half a day tomorrow, shall we?
Yeah. Hand out flyers,
Yeah. No, that's a little old-fashioned.
No, that's
Yeah,
true.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, you really have to sell it too. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
what would you do to see? What would you do to see an Asian guy in a bikini?
Because we can make this happen. Oh, Lord.
In just 2 easy steps, you can tune in to see me with all the goods exposed.
Wow.
But wait, there's more.
We'll
But it
ship
also
the second
makes
one for
Julianne
free.
It'll also make Julianne fries. Woohoo! All right. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Don't forget to check us out on all the social medias. TikTok for as long as it's up.
May or may not be.
Instagram, Facebook, all those kind of fun things. Also, if you're watching us here on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the little bell icon for notifications so you know when we do go live. We will see all of you next week, and may the force be with you all.
That's him. He's the one who destroyed Khan. You call Han Solo a bitch, man. Han Solo is a bitch. No one calls Han Solo a